comandante, queremos agradecer la presencia de NIMROD Palmaj. Es un distinguido educador y visionario emprendedor social con un compromiso inquebrantable de cultivar el liderazgo entre la juventud de Israel. NIMROD ha desempeñado un papel fundamental en la elaboración de varios de los renombrados programas de liderazgo previos al enrolamiento al ejército. En particular, se desempeñó como director ejecutivo de la Academia de Liderazgo EIMPRAT y fundó las academias de liderazgo Nájalos y Sufá. NIMROD cuenta con una maestría en diplomacia y seguridad de la Universidad de Tel Aviv. Es oficial de combate de las reservas de las Fuerzas de Defensa de Israel y el 7 de octubre desafió las órdenes de su comandante, viajó hacia la frontera del país, donde se enfrentó y neutralizó a numerosos terroristas de Hamas, frustrando sus intentos de infiltrarse al kibutz Alumim y salvando así cientos de vidas judías. Sus acciones heroicas le valieron el reconocimiento internacional con medios de comunicación como Fox News, ABC, Sky News Australia y el Jerusalem Post. En medio de la guerra actual entre Gaza e Israel, NIMROD se ha reincorporado como reservista de las Fuerzas de Defensa de Israel. Sin embargo, su misión se extiende más allá de la batalla. A través de su ONG, Israel Fis, NIMROD se esfuerza por remodelar las percepciones globales de Israel a través del poder de la narración y la educación. NIMROD tiene 39 años y vive en Jerusalén, y es un orgulloso padre de Guni y Alumá. NIMROD, muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Hello everyone, good evening. It will be in English, I have no choice. Either Hebrew or English, you choose. English. So as you said, in World Palmach, it's really an honor being here. In the most absolute Zionist community outside of Israel, the community of Mexico. We really appreciate you. And I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for the Lina and Eitan Geller for bringing us, for the connections that we built together. We are here for you. And as long as you are helping us and support Israel, we want to give back. That's why we came. And with us today, we have also a few of our activists and people of Israel We have Omer and Gaston and Oksana and Adiel came here to work in your school and to give tools for the Mexican youth, how to better defend yourself on social media. So thank you for also the team of Israelis for being here with us. And I'll do it quickly. I want to tell you my story from October 7. And I want to also connect this story to you, how it's relevant to you. So basically on that morning, I woke up and I had to make a decision. Am I an officer in the IDF? Am I a father for my kids? I need to be now with my kids because the war started. Or am I the CEO of Israelis, an NGO that needs to defend Israel? You need to choose what's going on. This is a war. And I'm relevant in each one of those three. And of course I chose what's urgent the most. And I wore my uniform. And I started to drive. My commander told me to come to Jerusalem, even though I knew, I started to get information that something is happening in the south. And when I got to Jerusalem finally, around 8 o'clock in the morning, I saw a video. And in that video, you could see a bunch of Hamas terrorists with rifles and hand grenades and rockets fighting against people in synagogue, wearing their Shabbat clothes, white beautiful clothes, only with pistols fighting against people, terrorists with heavy guns. And I'm telling myself, where is everyone? Where is the army? What's going on? There is an invasion. That's what I told myself. There is an invasion in Israel. A war started, and no one is aware. I just immediately understood it in my heart. I got into the car, and I started to drive while I'm defying an order of my commander. My commander is calling me, telling me, you have to stay in Jerusalem. And I say, I'm sorry, but no, I have to go to the south. Something is happening. We don't understand exactly what it is, but I have to go. And I followed my instinct. I followed my heart, and I drove south. And what happened there changed my life forever. When I told you before, the moment that I realized there is an invasion, throughout the whole drive, I started to get information, more and more information, and start to realize that Hamas had actually conquered and held our kibbutzim in the south. That you have terrorists walking around the kibbutzim and no one there to stop them. All the soldiers either died or injured. And the story that I'm hearing on the road is they remind me of the Holocaust. What's going on? And I'm realizing from a day like this, and at the moment that I'm driving there in the morning, you cannot go alive. This is the last day of my life. Now, I wish that no one of you will be in the position when you know this is the day I'm dying. That's how I felt. But from the moment I let it go and I said, this is it, I have to go save lives, I put it aside, I stopped being afraid, and I just reacted. And my only mission was to kill as many Hamas as I can, to destroy any Hamas that I meet on the way, and to save as many lives. That's what I was scared about that day. One of my friends joined me. We had only pistols. And we came across with the first Hamas ambush. There were 40 Hamas terrorists. The moment I got out of the Jeep, I saw a machine gun, a dead soldier, and next to him his machine gun. I took it and I started to fight. And in front of my eyes, it's like a movie. I'm in zombie land. I see so many dead bodies, both soldiers, police officers, and civilians, which is the worst. And it's all over. On the road, inside cars, in the bomb shelter. I'm in a junction on the highway. That's where I am. And when we were starting to fight against the terrorists, we have 4 choppers, Israeli choppers above our head, fighting a way to land. They're flying the paratroopers to join in the fight. And suddenly I see one missile, rocket in the air towards the helicopter. The first one missed. The second one hits the chopper. It fell to the ground, it crashed, and it's a miracle. 50 paratroopers run outside, no one is hurt, and they're joining us to the fight. After 4 hours of fight, where I got hit in the chest from a bullet from Hamas terrorists, luckily I wore a ceramic vest that I took from a wounded soldier. After 4 hours, all the 40 Hamas are destroyed, all of them are dead. And we are understanding this is it. We won this fight, now we need to go to Be'eri. But right before we left to Be'eri, I remember this moment and I'll remember it forever. We were standing next to our Jeeps, and I took ammunition from the Jeep and I started to load my magazine because I realized I'm about to enter another big fight. While I'm entering the magazines, there are young soldiers in front of me. I'm 39 years old, I'm reservist, by the way, a major in reserve. And there are young soldiers next to me. And I'm tapping them on the shoulder and saying, it's going to be okay, we're going to do it together. Trying to uplift the spirit. Everyone was dead quiet. And then it hits me. I felt pain here. Now I know why, because I got shot. But back then I was in adrenaline, I didn't even realize. And I thought that this is a bad feeling I have, and I realized why. Even though it's October 7, 2023, I felt like it's 1943. I felt like I'm in the Auschwitz right now. This is Majdanek. This is exactly what they did to our brothers, their Jewish brothers, 85 years ago. Exactly the same. And I remember a situation when I was a young kid. I was in the 11th grade when I was 17. And I was on probation at school because I did a lot of balagan, a lot of mess for my teachers. And they kicked me out of school once, and then they got it back. And I came back late for school. And I saw lots of my friends outside school waiting to go on the bus. And I asked, where are you going? And they said, we are going to visit Yad Vashem. And I asked, why? And they said, we are going to Poland to learn about the Holocaust. And I wanted to join them. So you know what I did? I stuck in the bus from the back door, and I hid behind the chairs. And I drove them to Yad Vashem. And over there, in the age of 17, I became a serious person. When I stood in front of this picture of a German soldier holding a rifle against a young Jew, raising his hand like this. We all know this picture. And this young boy, he has no one in his life to protect him. He is helpless. And I took an oath, never again. As long as it's up to me. I will be a soldier, I'll be a serious man, and I'll make sure it will never happen to Jewish people again. And unfortunately, on October 7th, it happened for us again. I stood there on the soil of Kibbutz Alumim and in Kibbutz Be'eri, and I made this very same promise again. Never again for the Jewish people. And because of brave people like you, Tonio and Solomon, because brave people like you, we still exist as a country. All the way from Mexico, 23 hours flight, you came to Israel and you defend us. This is amazing. We have to say thank you for these two guys, and I hope we will have more people to do the same. And if not, we have so much to do here in Mexico for the Jewish community and for Israel. I finished the fight in Alumim, we drove to Be'eri, and in Be'eri I witnessed the massacre against young kids, families, babies, women, men. The terrorists took their time, not just killing people, they tortured people, they tortured kids in front of their parents, and vice versa. And we had to fight and go from one house to another and to clear them. And for me, the fight was ended around 2 a.m., sorry. And I drove back to Jerusalem and I recruited my company and on for a few months of reserves. And before I'm finishing, I want to tell you 3 more things. Number 1, the war is not ended. We are still operating in Gaza. We are still protecting Israel from the north. Israel still needs your support. Luckily, we have Keren HaYesod, we have this amazing community. And support is not just money. Support is to stand with Israel. Is to initiate beautiful events like this. To let us know in Israel, we are with you, we are together, we are one nation. Even though we live, it's only geographic. But we are one nation. But there is another front, not just the war in Gaza and Lebanon. It's the front of anti-Semitism. What's going to happen to young soldiers when they are going to travel the world? And so many countries and young people from all over the world hear lies about Israel. We need you also there to learn how to react and how to operate on social media, how to share your story, because a lot of you visited Israel. And to explain people that Israel is not a monster as you think. And to defend Israel's right to exist by sharing your own personal stories about Israel, your friend that you know, your family that lives there, your visit when you were there. This is also what we have to do, and this is our calling. The second thing I want to tell you is Tel Chai. Now, I don't want you just to sit here and to listen to 3 of us, and then you'll go home tonight, and before you go to bed you say, oh, I have a nice evening, I heard great stories, it's really inspiring, but that's it, I'll go to sleep, and tomorrow it's like it never happens. I want to ask you, to each one of you, also you, and also you, make one decision tonight that will impact your life to do something for Israel, which is basically for you. Make one decision. I don't care what it is. When I teach my students in Israel, I'm telling them the story of Tel Chai, a community of brave young men and women. 100 years ago, they left a safe place. And even before Israel was established, in the place where Israel now, and they built a community, and everyone warned them, the Arabs will kill you. And they decided to go and to establish this community. And Yosef Trumpeldor is their leader. And basically this community said, we have something that we are willing to go all the way, even if it means we will die. And this is the establishment of a safe place for the Jewish people, the state of Israel. And I want to ask you, do you have a Tel Chai in your life? Do you have something in your life that you are willing to go all the way? Even though it means risking your life. Everything you're willing to sacrifice for this one thing. So we're still young. You don't need to choose now. But our calling as Jewish people, we are being demanded to ask ourselves great questions. Some of them will have tough answers. And this is what I want to wish for you. Be serious people and make choices. And start tonight. One decision. Make one choice regards to Israel. It's your duty. And the third thing I want to say, I want to say and express thanks right before. I want to show you a quick, just to get the feeling of what happened on October 7th. While during the fight, I realized that I'm in a historical moment, and I took my phone while I'm shooting at some point, and I took videos or like really snapshots of the fight, and I hope I'll manage. This one. In this moment, we are driving towards the first ambush of Hamas. You'll see the smoke unity getting burned. אנחנו על הצומת. ירי משמאל. לא, מפסיקים לראות עלינו, יש מחבלים בכניסה של המרונה, של המרותקים. This is the special forces of the Unit Shaldag that we fought together. And this is the industrial area of Kibbutz Alumim from a drone that we had on that morning. And you'll see the terrorists running from the industrial area towards our direction, towards the fight. This is me holding the rifle. It's face-to-face battles with Hamas. These are the terrorists running towards our way. We are here in this point. You'll see us right here. This is the Alumim Junction. This is how it looks like. You had burned vehicles everywhere, bodies of people. This is us getting prepared right outside of Alumim. This is the gate of Kibbutz Alumim. You have bodies here and here. Already from the moment you enter the kibbutz, you start to see civilians dead everywhere. Here in the Jeep, this is our Jeep. Here you see civilians that we rescued from one of the houses. At few points we drove with this open Jeep. As you see, it has no windows, no doors. Inside the kibbutz, under fire, and we drove with them, and we were actually under fire. It was one of the most difficult situations we had there. These are the bomb shelters. They became death traps. And I want to tell you one story that I think is important for you to hear. It's a bravery story. And you can really relate because the guy, the hero of this story, his name is Aner Shapira. He's only 22 years old. And he's probably one of the most magnificent heroes of the Jewish people ever. Where he was stuck in bomb shelter like this, very small, size of a room, with 13 other people that fled from the party, from the festival. He was also in the festival. He was in a vacation from his army service, wearing shorts, t-shirt, have no weapon on him. When Hamas terrorists came, and you can see everything, it's video on a camera from a dashboard of a car that parked here. You can find it online. And 8 times the terrorists throw grenades inside, and what Aner is doing, pick them up with his own hand, a live grenade, 3 seconds explodes, and throw it out. Saves everyone's life. 8 times. 8 times to pick up a live grenade and throw outside. After 7 times that he succeeded on number 8, it exploded and he died. Aner is a hero, and it happened in a situation exactly like that. Hamas are no different than the Nazis, the German Nazis of 80 years back. Our enemies haven't changed. We, the Jews, we changed. This time they met a hero, a nation of heroes, of people that are not willing to die without a fight. So I will finish again with saying thank you for this amazing community. And we brought a nice gift for Antonio and Solomon. Can you come for a second? Thank you. You can give them So there is a guy from Kibbutz Be'eri, the kibbutz that were been through a slaughter, and he has a designing company. Now his friends was murdered, some of his family was murdered, and he was helpless in his life just a few months back. And he decided to create this brand of, these drawings are kids from the kibbutz, from Be'eri, and here also Be'eri, and the rainbow that was broke. There is still optimism. We want you to wear these clothes with pride because you are our pride, and we want to thank the Jewish community in Mexico to bring such heroes to our life. Thank you very much.
Gracias, NIMROD, por tus palabras. No quiero dejar de nombrar a Chuck Basso y a Ilan Ajzen, si por favor pueden pararse. Ahí atrás. Son 2 de los nuestros que también fueron a representarnos en la guerra. Y bueno, a continuación le pido a Lina Cabli, la presidenta de Keren Ayesoda, que nos dirija unas palabras.